I'll be back.
Куда мы денемся? Хрен этим тварям, а не наши шкуры. Лишь бы автомат не клинил, да патронов хватило. А так прорвемся.
They didn't let me the site for a second and threatened me at gunpoint. I managed to escape as we approached Pripyat, but they're bound to be in the city by now, so be careful.
Как меня все достало.
They concealing. They were mainly discussing meeting the client's people.
Аномалии, мать.
Just for the information.
Самое страшное.
See.
Просто
Yeah, so
точно зарево.
if you'll notice,
А другого
I got
пути
it
нет.
running on my base resolution, so it should look a lot
Если что,
nicer.
лучше на пулю нарваться.
Anything new? I didn't find many sources. One, if it is destroyed, what we may be. Okay. Repairs / modifications.
Умники, ёпты. Страховка? Да на кой хрен у нас далась тебе эта страховка, когда и хранить не будет чего? Родичам, что пробухали, да? Лучше б на руки сразу выдавали.
Okay.
И я так чувствую, 500 килограммов
Now,
меня уже тут
I
тормозит.
think I'm going to throw some stuff in
Все равно
here.
все родича.
I really wish this suit had places for
У нас тут в
anomalies.
взводе один был, так тот как отмочит. Вот, например, в военном городке к генералу приходит жена капитана и говорит: товарищ генерал, я нашла в кармане у мужа лифчик. Ну, как мне быть? Давайте мне, я сам разберусь. Вечером генерал возвращается домой, забытый в кармане лифчик находит жена. Дорогой, ты такой шутник, а я все думаю, где я его оставила? Учтена каждая мелочь, мать их штабные. Это считается хорошая подготовка, когда из 10 только один выживает. Черт! Да мы даже в бой не вступили.
I'll keep 2 of those.
Вытеру. Зубами удержусь, а вытяну. Главное, с катушек не слететь. А то все коту под хвост.
That'll be
А
useful.
вот что мне как-то рассказали. Дрючит, короче, командир блокпоста срочника по
Radiation
уставу караульной
protection.
службы. Слушай сюда, Иванов. Стоишь ты, значит, на посту ночью.
Jesus Christ,
Вдруг
those
видишь,
batteries
мимо
weigh a
что-то
lot.
темное подползает. Твои действия. Так это... Вас, товарищ командир, давно не видел.
Okay, so I need ammunition. Uh, you take I don't need 45 ACP on me right now.
Страховка? Да на кой хрен
I'm
мне понадобится
assuming.
страховка, когда
Do
есть
I not
припиат?
actually have ammunition for my gun?
Записали, да? Лучше бы на руки сразу выдавали.
Yeah, there it is. There's some actual
Поймали, значит, старого сталкера и допрашивают. Люди говорят, у вас автоматы
grenades,
пулеметчики.
hand
Люди говорят,
grenades.
у вас пулеметки. Брешут.
See,
Люди говорят, у вас танки есть.
okay.
А вот чего нет, того нет.
Now,
Вытянул.
throw that in
Один
there,
подхвост
because I won't need
вытянул.
it.
Главное, с катушек не
I
слететь.
won't need that
Это
either.
все коту под хвост. Эх, миска бы копченого сейчас.
Okay.
Ничего, я им так просто не дамся. Успеть бы только, если что, побольше тварей с собой на тот свет забрать.
Okay.
Эх, миска бы копченого сейчас. А вот что мне как-то рассказали. В военном городке к генералу приходит жена капитана и говорит: товарищ генерал, я нашла в кармане у мужа лифчик. Ну, как мне быть? Давайте мне, я сам разберусь. Вечером генерал возвращается домой, забытый в кармане лифчик находит жена. Ты такой шутник, а я все думаю, где я его оставил? Чтобы следить за ним надо. Других тоже присматривать. Погнали.
Just in case. Okay. Now, we go and find the radio interference. Uh-oh. Give me your bread. Bread, comrade. Well, I found them. What are you? Ah, C4. That's what you are. Uh-oh.
Base, I found one of your men. It looks like he blew himself up with a grenade. There are no signs of a firefight or any other evidence of him being attacked.
Kowalski here. Roger that, Major. Hey, I got good news. We finally acquired the exact coordinates of the source of interference. The signal is coming from the kindergarten building.
Uh. Uh. Oh no. Oh no. Hey, that's pretty good. Okay, what durability is that at? Because I think I'd rather use the thing that has the scope. Might be a little bit easier. Really? I just hope I don't get into any heavy fighting soon, because this weapon is kind of messed up. Where's the old kindergarten building? Is it this thing? It is this thing. Oh no. Yeah, about that. Uh, this? Use. Whoa! Oh no. I don't, no, don't like this. Okay, listen, I'm gonna kill you. I see that. Okay, so anomaly is over there. But how does one get over there? Okay, so down the stairs, through this doorway, up these stairs, kill anomaly. Yes? Oh, this isn't an anomaly. What are you? Can I explode you? I need to destroy it. Will normal kabooms work? Yeah, that works. I'm so scared I could barely think. Hmm. Okay.
Is that really you? Well, I'll be. We were starting to think we'd never see our doc again. So what happened?
Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you another time.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for your help. By the way, The Colonel wants you to pay him a visit.
Thanks. I'll do that.
Also, Gary headed for Yanov's station to restock. He asked me to tell you that he won't be back for a few days.
Gotcha.
So, tell me, where were you?
You're not going to believe me anyway, but in a fridge. Wow, never heard that one before. A fridge, eh?
In the fridge, eh?
Я так чувствую, 500 килограммов, я уже тут того.
I spoke to the HQ commander and reported the situation to him along with all the information that's been collected. There won't be any helicopter support for a while. He suggested that we fortify our position and await further orders. USS observers are currently at the HQ, so you'll be able to talk to your superiors soon enough.
Colonel, a radio signal has been detected, and its source is not far from the base. The transmission is encrypted, and I haven't been able to crack it yet.
Do you have the coordinates?
Yes, I have the coordinates, but the signal is intermittent, and it's moving.
Monolith again?
I'll...
Ugh.
Эх, скукотища зеленая. Какое тут все одинаково хреновое. Я так чувствую, 500 килограммов, я уже тут того. У нас во взводе один был, так тот как отмочит. Вот, например. Соломон здесь щелки жалует. Товарищ прапорщик, а чё мне фигню какую-то выдали? Штаны до колен, рубаха болтается, а рукава короткие, перцы сами слетают. Я тут в зеркало посмотрелся, страшно стало. А прапор ему, все путем, солдат, все как надо. Запомни, мы должны внушать врагу что? Правильно. Страх. Ну ты да. Умники, ёпты. Страховка? Да на кой хрен у нас далась тебе эта страховка, когда и хранить не будет чего? Родичам, что пробухали, да? Лучше бы на руки сразу выдавали. Прорвемся. Куда мы денемся? Хрен этим тварям, а не наши шкуры. Лишь бы автомат не клинил, да патронов хватило. А так прорвемся. А вот что мне как-то рассказали.
5 kg below
Поймали, значит, старого
being
сталкера и
overweight.
допрашивают.
This should be fine.
Люди говорят, у вас автомат есть. Брешут люди. Люди говорят, у вас пулемет есть. Брешут.
I really like that. Okay, this could be very bad. Go away. What the?
The signal is back. Transmitting coordinates.
Ah.
The signal is gone. It's back. It's right next to you.
I don't see anyone.
It's close, and it's moving toward our base.
It's underground.
Major Kowalski here. You better get back here. We need to prepare for possible attack. Bastards won't catch us with our pants down this time.
Я так чувствую, список кандидатов я уж тут того.
Don't shoot. I'm headed to the main entrance.
Who are you?
My name is S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Вот тварь разделала.
You're the stalker who disabled the Scorcher?
Yes, but my plan didn't work. I came here to speak with your commanders. I have information that will allow the army to take control of the zone and destroy it.
An emission is starting.
Come, let's talk inside.
We've got a problem. Our choppers are crashing for reasons that we've not understood yet.
Until we work it out, there won't be any helicopter support. The only way to get to the borders of the zone is on foot.
The reasons are obvious. There are many anomalies in the air, especially in the center of the zone.
We had a map with the safe air corridor between anomalies, and the helicopters had emission protection systems.
That's odd. You're telling me you haven't noticed that anomalies move around after an emission. Some disappear, and new ones show up in different places, which makes your map of anomalies effectively useless.
So that's what it is.
What?
Emissions don't just follow one another. If you can scan the area and identify all the anomalies, the choppers will be able to collect us safely, provided they're dispatched right after an emission.
We must inform the HQ of this as soon as possible.
I'll contact my commanders right after the emission. Lieutenant, get him on the line as soon as you can.
Yes, sir.
Man, I thought acid rain was bad enough around here.
Forget about it. I'll trade it for rain any day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Вытянул. Упадил, держусь, вытянул. Главное с катушки сидеть. Накачивали на штабные, накачивали. Нет, мол, ничего хуже сталкеров. Ага. А сами? Как отсюда посмотришь, так некоторые штабные суки мутантов за пояс заткнут. Учтена каждая мелочь, мать их штабные. Это считается хорошая подготовка, когда из 10 только один выживает. Черт! Да мы даже в бой не вступили.
Let's talk after. My jaws jam up during emissions.
What? Just messing with you.
И когда ж нас отсюда заберут?
Looks like the
Достало.
emission is over.
Как меня все
Kirillov,
достало.
contact HQ.
Roger. HQ on the line.
Эх, миска бы копченого сейчас.
Colonel, why did comms go down?
Говорят, эти
Because of
твари
the
по ночам стали на
emission,
патрули
it's
нападать.
impossible to establish
Главное,
comms
днем между собой
during
трутся,
one.
а ночью собираются в стаю и нас
Okay.
кончают.
All right, listen up. Operation Fairway is being taken over by the USS. Is Major S.T.A.L.K.E.R there?
Yes.
Okay. He's in command from now on. Tell him to stay put, to be contacted by his superiors shortly.
Roger.
Навернуть бы сейчас
Okay.
Да. Это я бы на раз.
Major S.T.A.L.K.E.R here. I read you.
Good. As of this moment, you are responsible for completing Operation Fairway. Kowalski and the Stingray squad will assist you. Report.
I've managed to acquire documents about experiments carried out in the zone. Furthermore, we've been contacted by a stalker who's been in the CNPP. His name is S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and he's offered us his cooperation.
Roger. Accept his offer. You know what caused our helicopters to crash?
Yes, I have the data, and S.T.A.L.K.E.'s information confirms it. The helicopters were hit by anomalies after their locations changed during the emission. The anomaly map issued to the pilots turned out to be useless.
Good. That means we have until the next emission. You'll be collected together with the stalker from position B28. Stingray squad will be evacuated with you. The birds are already in the air. Over and out.
Okay.
You heard the news, fellas. When we go, stick together and keep the stalker
Ничего.
alive. Any
Я им так
questions?
просто не дамся.
Get ready to move.
Успеть бы только еще побольше
Can I have a
тварей с
word?
собой на тот свет забрать. Знал бы, что так обернется, черт с два бы сел в вертолет. А пусть не разжаловали, мне похрен. Среди людей зато, а не здесь, в зоне этой проклятой. Я так чувствую, с 5 килограммов я уже тут того. Ничего, я им так просто не дамся. Успеть бы только, если что, побольше тварей с собой на тот свет забрать. Прорвемся. Куда мы денемся?
Move
Я
out,
этим
squad.
тварям, они наши...
Cover S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Would you look at that? The sons of bitches actually made it. You were right, S.T.A.L.K.E.R.
Zombies!
Let's move to the right along the building. Double back.
There's about a dozen zombies in the building.
Move to the left and cover each other. Every zombie in Pripyat is going to know we're coming. We have to move fast and run.
More zombies up ahead.
What is that? I haven't seen that thing.
We're on the way.
Our orders are to take off if we come under attack, so hurry the hell up!
Roger that. We'll be there soon. Stay alert and follow orders. We're real close to the evacuation point. Let's move!
Whoa, okay.
There's no time. Check your weapons and fire at will.
Good lord, dude. These things are just dropping like flies, man. Didn't think it'd really be that easy. That man had a grenade launcher.
What was that?
Don't stop. Keep moving.
It's here.
Run.
Huh? Okay, run.
Major T-Tyre, if we're taking heavy fire from an unidentified enemy, we not hold out for long.
Come on, boys. Let's push.
To the choppers, go! Go! Go!
Кладем их всех! Вот тебе! На тебе! Валил одного! Вот тебе! Вали его, если высунется! Свалил! Получи, скотина! Кушай гранату, родной! Всех до единого! Я его прищучил! Огонь! Бей их! Получил? Вали, говно! Получи, скотина! Бей их! Вали, отморозка! На тебе! На!
I hope it
Порвем их! Вот тебе! Отморозка! Огонь!
Yes.
As a reward for successfully completing his investigation, Dektyrev was offered a promotion to colonel and the position of mission coordinator. He declined the opportunity to work at the HQ and submitted a personal request to be sent to the zone as the USS Permanent Observer. The information about the development of psi devices obtained by Dektyrev alerted USS commanders. All the information gathered on X-designated laboratories was removed from military archives and filed as top secret. All personnel working in the zone were ordered to prevent the disclosure of information about the laboratories at any cost. Several experimental samples were made on the basis of technical documents for Item 62. Following a set of test trials, it was decided not to go ahead with large-scale deployment of the weapon due to the high cost of ammunition. Nonetheless, it would be reasonable to assume that further development of the Gauss rifle is ongoing. S.T.A.L.K.E.R became home to any and all who could reach it. Fierce stalker resistance did not stop the bandits from making regular and ultimately unsuccessful attempts to establish their so-called order on the ship. Despite this ongoing struggle, the S.T.A.L.K.E.R carried on its unique brand of life. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. Bloodsuckers from the lair near the S.T.A.L.K.E.R found the way to the ship. When bloodsucker attacks began to occur even in broad daylight, it was decided to mount an assault on the lair. Unfortunately, the hunters failed to advance deep into the tunnels, and soon afterwards, a wave of bloodsuckers annihilated all the ship's residents in one fell swoop. A fragile balance was reached between freedom and duty squads at Yanov Station. Tired of the endless struggle, fighters of both factions started leaving their squads and joining the Free Stalkers. Professors Herman and Ozerski were forced to cut short their scientific research in the zone due to a lack of data. On returning to the outside world, the two scientists proceeded to engage in unrelated work. Gary's stories about the Army's struggle against the dangers of Pripyat encouraged stalkers to explore the ghost town. Despite the constant monolith attacks, stalkers managed to secure the former Army camp, which they used as a base to launch raids deep into the city, making slow but steady progress. The area around Yanov Station gained a reputation for being one of the most dangerous places in the zone. Fewer and fewer stalkers make it back from raids, many dying at the hands of mutants within view of the camp. One of those missing is Trapper, who set out to track down a chimera on what appears to have been his last hunt. Rumors of Zulu's fate reached the leader of duty, General Veronin. Counter to most expectations, Veronin decided to posthumously award Zulu with the Silver Shield, duty's highest decoration. Stalkers at Yanov Station still think of Vano now and again, recording his lightheartedness and skills. While some aspects of his life are usually up for debate, one thing is clear. With his luck, looking for a road to Pripyat was a big mistake. Senior Lieutenant Sokolov continued to take part in flying missions over the zone. During one such recon flight over Limansk, his aircraft was shot down by mercenaries. 2 weeks later, he was picked up by a patrol near the cordon. Within a month of his rescue, Sokolov had left the Air Force, joining a civil airline instead. A group of stalkers was forced to seek shelter on Noah's old barge during a particularly powerful emission. When the barge was attacked by a horde of snorks afterwards, stalkers were forced to concede that the barge was as good a defense against mutants as anything they'd seen. Even more astonishing was a litter of pseudo-dog puppies that Noah himself led into battle against the snorks. Having overcome his alcoholism, Cardin left the S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Stalkers said he went to look for his missing friends. Several days later, he returned, suffering from wounds and radiation poisoning. As soon as his wounds healed, he left the zone for the second and final time. S.T.A.L.K.E.R passed on the information he obtained on his trip to the Chernobyl NPP to the USS commanders. This prompted the government to create a scientific institute for research of the Chernobyl anomalous area. S.T.A.L.K.E.R took up the position of chief scientific consultant to the institute. When Colonel Kowalski, commander of the Stingray Group, returned from the zone, he was forced to explain the reasons for the failure of Operation Fairway. Following a dragged-out investigation and the brass's failed attempt to make him the fall guy, the colonel was finally given an honorable discharge.
be it for today's live stream.